Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here, and we are playing, of course, Hearts of Iron IV's Black Ice, and we're playing as Germany, and we've conquered France, and we are going to do a little bit of, though I will probably later on do an episode, or not an episode, but and probably I should also organize some of this in as a it's not. I do hate the way this works. I like the old counters. We'll move it to the actual port. Okay, invade the USSR. That's what I'm looking like. MMDB. I'm looking at getting the Mediterranean secure in 41 here. And doing that. UK didn't want peace. Hitler would likely annul most of the surrender. Oh. Yeah, we were just talking about Hess. Well, I would disagree about the UK didn't want peace. Churchill doesn't want peace. Halifax is going behind Churchill's back and trying to get peace with Hitler at one point. So, there are elements that see the war as unwinnable, I would say. Okay. That's how I would interpret it. There are elements that see the war as unwinnable. So it's let's see if I go in here, if I battle the okay, if I can kill the British here. So Hitler wants peace. Hitler even I presume it's before Rudolf Hess. I'm not absolutely sure on the dates, but Hitler even makes a speech after the fall of France that is definitely a can't we all just get along kind of speech, you know, directed towards Britain. So Hitler would like peace with Britain. Now, you're right in the sense that Hitler isn't going to surrender Germany. I do believe. I don't know. I don't know if there's any real period written source. You know, a Goebbels diary that Hitler said X or Y or whatever. So I don't know. There may be, but I just don't know of it. And God, there's, you know, I do claim to know a lot about World War II, but I know there's a shit ton more than I know about. You know, I know a lot, but there's still a lot I don't know. Probably more that I don't know than I do. So don't take this as that I'm any sort of know-it-all on World War II. I know a lot. And I learn things from you guys all the time and reading all the time and whatnot. You know, Hitler, as we're doing the national focus here to reintegrate Luxembourg and Alsace-Lorraine, Hitler isn't going to give up what Germany lost in World War I here, you know, because this had been part of Germany prior to World War I. You know, so he isn't going to give up everything. I think he would have accepted a withdrawal from probably from Paris, withdrawal from maybe have a line like here that would still be sort of like there was in the Rhineland, an occupation zone, but a make much of this out here as being a demilitarized zone. No fortifications, no army divisions. Paris, as a effect, keeps being an open city. But I think he would have withdrawn from France. I don't know if he would withdraw from the Low Countries here, but maybe. I think he would have, and maybe withdrawn from Norway, maybe Denmark. I don't know. I think he would have withdrawn from a lot. Again, it would have to be demilitarized, no British, blah, 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 or no French troops. I really think he would have given up a lot of the territories. Because, again, and I know this is supposed to meant to, we invaded France, like July or August. Hello, Kevin. 7234. How you doing? I forget exactly, but it was late 40 is when we invaded France. Because we took a while to get pulling, but there are, I don't know, competing elements, and Hitler likes competing elements. But there are competing elements within the National Socialist regime. You got on one extreme, you have Himmler. Himmler wants to have the Germans as being the overlords of the non-Germans, and those that are almost equal to the Germans being the other Aryans. I mean, they're not quite as good as the Germans. And again, if YouTube is listening, I disagree with 17th July painter. The painter gave his speech. Okay, thanks MMDB. I'm terrible on dates and whatnot. So that would be before this time period, because then when Hess flew. So Hitler does want peace. And Himmler is one, Himmler and Quisling of Norway hate each other because Quisling is an ultra Norwegian nationalist, or maybe, I don't know his writings, he may be an ultra Scandinavian nationalist. I don't know what he thinks about Sweden and Denmark, but definitely an ultra Norwegian nationalist. And I don't know his Quisling well enough to know whether he was more of a fascist or more of a national socialist, and they're different. But we see non-German organizations sometimes calling themselves fascists when they're more national socialists, but more often if they call themselves national socialists when they're really fascists. Because again, there's other belief systems going on there. Again, I don't know Quisling. Was he a staunch Christian or an anti-Christian? That would sort of tell me some of his belief systems. I just don't know Quisling well enough. But Quisling wants to have his Norwegian party militia, uniformed guys with, guns and whatnot. But Himmler moves in and sets up the Norwegian SS. And Himmler sees this as part of the Germanification of Norway, and not just to get your recruits for the Waffen-SS, but this is actually a local SS stuff that then recruits into the Waffen-SS. Meaning when you join the Norge SS, you're staying in Norway. And it may be a part-time, because maybe you work in a factory, maybe you're a local, collaborator, administrator, but you're also in the SS. Now they go around and hand out and promote, hey, join the Waffen-SS, join the, one of the, SS Division Nord, which is a conglomeration of German and Scandinavian units and whatnot. Join this other, so then they do recruit. Most of the recruits least as far as I know right offhand, most of the recruits come into the Norwich SS and then the Waffen SS, as opposed to showing up day one into the Waffen SS. You can do that, but a lot of them, move step by step. So Himmler's a pan-Europeanist or a pan-Aryanist. Hitler is an exclusivist. Hitler really wants the Germans to be exclusive of others. Again, Himmler is seeing in the East German, lords and squires that, SS guys that have estates and then have these other people working them for them. And, that the Germans are this overlord class over the, whoever the under people are. Again, I don't want to mention certain names to get this even more. Partially because of the late invasion of France. Kevin, is why we didn't invade. And we have not yet completed the Weserübung national focus, and I've sent Dietl's mountain divisions down to Greece and fight in Greece. So and it's winter now. So, all of those reasons why we have not invaded the north yet. So I don't, so Himmler and some of the Nazis, they want to control places like the Netherlands because they're Aryan and they need to be incorporated into the Reich and whatnot. And then you get Hitler, he's going like, yeah, they're not that German. We just want to be Germans. We want to clear the people out of these lands and then just have German peasants living, not being overlorded by, some ruling class, but more just German peasants living, not next to, as neighbors to, or interacting with other peoples, but just exclusively German. So Hitler's much more of a German exclusivist. Now, he doesn't want hostile regimes or armies on his border, I'm sure, but he's more willing to, I think, to give up territory for peace. Not German territory as he sees it, but other territories for peace. Not Poland, because he needs to go east, but give up, occupied France and some of these other things. So I think, a good chunk of the reason why Hess is locked up in the Tower of London and whatnot is so he doesn't talk to Lord Halifax and others and maybe get a plan that somebody in the British government could go public with and go, hey, Germany will give us peace and will withdraw from France and withdraw this. Yeah, redrawing the borders of France, but withdrawing from Paris and withdrawing from this and blah, 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 blah for peace. No. Again, we have to look through not our eyes looking back, but their eyes at the time. Britain's alone. Okay. They got Greece as an ally. Well, and historically, of course, Norway and Denmark have been conquered. Vichy France is it's fighting the British. The British demand the French fleet, and the French fleet doesn't come out, so Britain sinks the French fleet, killing hundreds of French sailors, and then France, with American-made bombers that they had gotten prior to the fall of France, but they were unassembled at the time, the fall of France. By this time they've assembled them, and they fly. I think coming from North Africa, they fly and they bomb Gibraltar. The French do, because in retaliation for sinking the French fleet. So not at war, but fighting each other. The Vichy French and the British are fighting each other. Sort of tit for tat attacks. So Britain's alone. The Soviets aren't in the war. The Americans aren't in the war. This war could be lost. Britain could starve because the U-boats, the hundreds and hundreds of U-boats, there weren't. But again, the public perception there might be, because no one knows the exact totals. Germany isn't telling people, and we're doing that. We're going to send you convoy raiding out to the mid-Atlantic. Go all the way out there. So, this is a desperate time for Britain. And so I will contend that if it looked sweet enough, you might get the British public to agree to a peace terms. Not Churchill. You're going to have to, vote in Parliament and no confidence vote and, get him out of office. But, which could be done, and the king could just dismiss him. Either way, the king appoints him. The Parliament does sort of, yay and vote for it, but it's really the king's appointment. So either the king could dismiss him, or the Parliament, could do a no confidence vote. So yeah, I think the difficulty from Hitler's viewpoint, that Hess has done this without approval and whatnot, so he has to denounce it. And I think it's a major embarrassment for Hitler. But had it resulted in a, and I'm sure because Hess has, and I've talked about this a lot, the power structure of Nazi Germany can have and does have a very German hierarchical table of organization that is crazy looking. Standard German stuff, all kinds of, gears and gizmos, like most German over-engineering. They've over-engineered the power structure, and it's all kinds of crazy lines between different leadership offices and responsibilities and all this other stuff. But in a practical sense, your access to Hitler, at least at the top level, your access to Hitler is your how much power you have, whatever it may say on the organizational chart. And up until Hess's flight, too many H's. Up until Hess's flight, Hess has complete access, meaning he can walk by Martin Bormann's desk, or whoever, Trudy, whatever her name was, or whoever's, and walk into Hitler unless he's in some sort of private meeting at any time. If Hitler's having dinner, Hess can walk into the dining room, even if there isn't a place, set for him. He can walk in and pull up a chair and sit down. Now, there might not be food ready available for him, but he can sit down to the table, because Hitler, generally speaking, eats dinner in the company of others, so a small group of people every night that he's eating dinner. So it's not like he's barging in alone or alone with him and Eva Braun or something. He's just, walking into, dinner. And a fair number of times, somebody is invited, like Franz von Papen or something might be invited to dinner that night. But the real inner circle can just walk in and say hi, and so and I think he may, I presume, I just don't know right offhand, but at Berchtesgaden, Hess may have had his own home, his own specific home. But either way, I'm sure he could just drive up to the gate to Berchtesgaden and wave, and hi, I'm Himmler. Or no, sorry, I'm Hess, and the SS guards will just salute and let him go through. They won't even do you have an appointment, sir? He'll just be in. So, I'm sure he has a good grasp of what Hitler would accept as peace terms with Britain. And so, at least in his mind, I'm sure he does have that grasp. Whether it's accurate or not would be another question. But like I say, I think it's probably pretty good. And he presumably thinks that he can negotiate something that, well, Blondie the dog, yes, um, probably knows him well and probably comes up and gets treats from Hess. So yeah, it's that sort of a thing, and so it's more of the British problem, I would say, than a German problem. And hello, Extreme Finger, or otherwise known as Jan. Okay, so let's take a look at naval. Okay, doesn't look too bad. We have anti-shipping, or, well, before I put those things on, because I am seeing some, okay, well, first, I'm over here. Let's see what we have. Do we want flying boats? We got 25 flying boats. Well, we have 111 naval bombers, so we're going to do naval bombers. I do believe, generally speaking, and generally may be the right term, generally speaking, flying boats have better discovery, finding enemy fleets, and naval bombers have better, at least better surface. Well, that's so good to know. Everyone, Extreme Finger is feeling very fresh today now. So before I move forces here, because I do see some British submarines out here that are being attacked by some Italian, or no, looks like they're attacking some Italian convoys. The convoys are being supported by German Air Force Luftwaffe elements against the submarines, and I didn't want some of my tank divisions to be sunk at sea. Army Group HQ improvements, very nice. Well, very good. MMDB has just made some coffee, so he's going to have coffee. Hmm. Okay, initiative, organization, but, well, applied grace. I like less organization loss when moving and a slightly faster division thing, so we're going to research that. The Italians lost 4 transports there. Still deploying. Well, let's also, let me come over here. Let's also create a flying boat unit. I know it'll be under strength, but we'll do that as well. Okay, you guys support. Yeah, that attack. You guys attack there. You guys attack there. You guys help that attack. That has lost 2 more transports. Still deploying, so these guys will still be deploying. And so, generally speaking, which I think is good historically, having things like these bombers. Well, let's see if we can find some tactical bombers. That might, isn't Stukas. Yeah, there we are. Okay, that might help too. You guys come down here and do naval attacking. These guys do have naval attacking values that can be useful. Road network, good. But what if you really want to do an air campaign, get some of the naval bombers or flying boats involved. At least that's my advice. It's good to it's fine or good to have other other bombers, whether close air support or any other bombers. It does help. We can maybe even look here. Naval targeting and naval attacks. 6.7 for naval attack, and we can come up here and let's take a look at naval attack 13 and targeted 9. So it's much better at going after naval units. Let me get down here. So having some additional forces is very nice. Where did that come from? Our Air Force is attacking in the Navy, but it is really good. Let's look over here. Okay. No, that's external fuel tanks. Armor, tank advance, Goodson. Okay, I'm looking for 3 years ahead of time. Smoke discharge. That's what we're looking for. That was one of the requirements for some of the stuff. I know it's a 44 technology, but Germany has a bonus there. Well, I got a question. Why didn't they were always producing naval bombers? Well, they were producing naval bombers. They just were never the priority. Okay, you get. For so many reasons, the National Socialist regime was a fucked up place. One of the greatest myths that was created by Star Trek, I forget the name of the episode, but where in one episode, they say the greatest organized regime or whatever in history was the national, I mean, they use other words, but I'm using this to try not to be too demonetized. The National Socialists of Germany. It's where one Starfleet guy who's supposed to more be observing some culture decides to go in and try to create good Nazis kind of thing, but they turn evil or whatever anyways. If you're a Star Trek fan, a true Star Trek fan, you know which episode. And if oh boy, again I'm blanking on names. I just Admiral Teague was here watching. He could link with chat, please. Thank you. Hello, Alf Common here. How you doing? What is the global mode used for you? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Well, it was over-organized and inefficient. But yeah, it was all those kinds of things. And you remember earlier when I was saying your closeness to Hitler is your actual sort of power ranking, rating, whatever, within the National Socialist regime. And it's very true. Hitler likes competition. Hitler, one of the major difference between fascism and National Socialism is fascism wants to be a planned economy. They want to figure out that roughly you need, let's say for a country the size of Italy, 1 million pairs of shoes a year. Okay. So they want to have factories, have one factory make 500,000 ladies' shoes a year because presumably they're gonna, and obviously ladies need a lot more shoes than men, but that's a different story. But another 500,000 made for men's shoes, basic, and for the working people, fascism very much wants to make all the working people well off, not rich, but not poor either. And they want to, planned economy. So you don't, sure, this is Italy. Sure, you're going to have some fancy high-end shoemakers that exist, and that's fine within the National Socialist regime. But they don't want competition. They don't want wastage in something like basic shoes, for work, for whatever, for farmers' boots, for whatever. But you get the idea. And so they want to plan out how many, how many like workers' boots, for farmers if they're different than factory, basic stuff. And so then, so then they, okay, well, what's the price of leather going to be? So they want to set. They're willing to have a little bit of price fluctuation within fascism. Again, I'm not the best expert on going into the details of what fascism, and there's different authors even within Italy's fascist regime, as well as fascists in other countries that have varying viewpoints. But I'm just giving you a general idea. They want to have, they don't want to have a shortage of shoes. They don't want to have a glut of shoes. They don't want shoes to be too expensive, so they want to make sure there's enough leather going for leather shoes, all this stuff. They want to plan out this economy like the communists do. The fascism, yes, comes out a little bit more out of syndicalism than communism comes out of Marxism. They're both a socialist-based viewpoint. But so that's the idea with fascism. Plan it all out, centrally organized. Hitler is a socialist, particularly as he is an anti-capitalist, but he is also a socialist that wants competition. So he wants to be able to set, like they do, a minimum wage kind of thing. And he likes the idea of having everybody, all workers, but we can talk about that, which is that have a representative in the boardroom, again, like socialists do. So when the boardroom or the decision making comes up in a major, whether it's a particular, a factory, in Leipzig, or the big company that has, that owns 10 factories in 10 different cities, at whatever level, there's a member of the DAF, the Nazi labor union, in essence, is going to be there. You're going to be in the meeting. Now, he doesn't necessarily have control. Things change over time, but he's not like a commissar in the Soviet Union that's really sort of in charge. The National Socialists are much more of because they never fully get in charge. I mean, we can say that. And the fascists never fully get in charge in Italy, but even less fully in charge. So they have a lot of influence. Now, so the DAF guy isn't telling the owner of the company what to do. The DAF guy can sort of, if something sounds bad for his viewpoint, because sometimes he's a corrupt official himself, and if you bribe him, it's okay, whatever's okay. He can then go and do a public shaming campaign, but they're not going to strike. He can go in and complain to the party bosses. He can go in and complain to people. See, he has influence, but he doesn't have control like you do in the like commissars or whatever in the Soviet Union. So, but he's in there. He has influence. He's not in control as a practical matter. He's there. So, so there's like minimum wages. And so you can't, so the point is you can't exploit the worker. in the sense that you can't underpay him, you can't have his working conditions too miserable, because Germany is very much, National Socialist Germany is very much worried about the environment, both the sort of natural world environment and the environment in which people live in, their housing and where they work. So, it's clean enough. It isn't like a bunch of poisonous fumes, as, because they do in public, government sort of public buildings, they ban smoking, not in private offices or homes or out on the street, but in public. So they're worried about, the air quality for workers, because otherwise they wouldn't be banning smoking in public buildings, because it's worrying about other people being affected by the smoke. And they're also worried about like safety issues, make sure that, they don't want workers to die or be maimed. And so that there's a lot of that going on. So Hitler sees the exploitation of capitalism, well, we're going to pay the worker as minimum as possible. And if somebody is willing to work for a penny less an hour, we're going to hire him over somebody else. And if somebody else is willing to work for a dime less an hour, we'll hire that person. And, just constantly try to drive down labor costs, or look for the cheapest possible, if we're talking about shoes, cheapest possible source for leather. Whether that, oh, hey, you mean we can get leather for half the price buying it from Argentina or some other, foreign place that is making a lot of leather because they have lots of cattle down there? Yeah, we'll buy that instead of buying German-made leather. No, Hitler wants them to buy German leather because it supports German farmers. Now, if you need more shoes than Germany is currently producing in enough leather, because they also have belts and other things, well, okay, yeah, you can import leather. It's not, and they have foreign exchange problems, but that's a different issue. But ideologically, yeah, you can import leather so long as, it's all good. You're using as much leather as Germany can import. So he wants that, and he wants shoe companies to compete with each other, because if somebody can build a better shoe, great, because instead of having it planned out, he wants the competition. And I know shoes may sound ridiculous here, as opposed to, say, development of motor vehicles, who can build an engine that runs better or whatever. But so you might not be designing shoes that are better than other shoes or something, but you might be, because modern shoes are in some ways better than older shoes, shoes of the 30s. Some ways older shoes of the 30s may be better too, but we can just, running shoes, modern shoes would be better. So he wants that competition in companies to make a better shoe or whatever it is. So he wants that. He wants a certain level of market competition, a certain level of manufacturing competition. But he doesn't want the quote-unquote exploitation of capitalism. But he is not a centrally planned economy person of a fascist or communist. Okay. Now, one area that, again, there's competing power structures within National Socialist Germany, but, and as I talked in earlier episodes, who has become Reichsmarshal? Who has the greater access? Some Großadmiral, either Raeder or later Donitz, who are not part of the inner circle, who don't hang out at Berchtesgaden, who don't hang out at the Wolf's Lair, who aren't intimates of Hitler, who don't show up and have dinner with Hitler once or twice a week. Those guys are Goering. Goering has the power. So Goering makes it virtually, we can talk about a few exceptions, but virtually anything that flies belongs to the Luftwaffe. Okay, this also, hey, Beam Slam, this also goes, this is all going, oh, hey, Lum, see you there, goes back to why didn't they make more naval bombers? And I know this is a long way to get there, but it explains it. And there's two big reasons. So Goering is in charge of anything that flies. So the Navy cannot have any naval bombers. Only the Luftwaffe. Right? So, because anything that flies. So this is why the Graf Zeppelin aircraft carrier is never completed. Is because the Navy goes, what? You mean we can build an aircraft carrier? You mean we can have an aircraft carrier? We can't have any aircraft? No. You can't. There you go. Gamer, they actually made, I don't know if they made a 109, but they made, and I've seen some photos of a Stuka that has folding wings to go onto the aircraft carrier. Yeah. But those were going to belong to the Luftwaffe. The Luftwaffe was going to have aircraft on the Navy aircraft carrier. So, yeah, the aircraft carrier can have aircraft on it that flies, but they're going to belong to the Luftwaffe. They're not going to belong to the Navy. You know, Ostrakamp, one of the leading pilots in World War II. Well, not leading pilots, one of the leading squadron Luftfloat commanders is Osterkamp. He's a good pilot, but he's old because he was a World War One naval pilot from World War One. So yeah, he's too old to be a fighter pilot in World War II. I mean, he could still fly and very much did tactics and training and with a lot of the aces and all that stuff. But he came from the Navy, not from the Army, where Goering was an Army pilot in World War. So the Navy is not allowed to have aircraft. They cannot order naval bombers. They cannot do anything like this. So they got to beg, borrow, whatever, to ask Goering to, hey, can you get us a few more flying boat squadrons or naval bomber squadrons or whatever it is. And Goering will of course say yes, you can have some, but they're still under Goering's control. And two, the biggest need for bombers for Germany in World War II is really to attack ground targets. Close air support, general theater, bombing. So it is more important to have more ground attack bombers than naval bombers because of the geography. If we were Japan and talking Japan, that'd be a different matter. Obviously, island nation and island hopping and island campaigns. Germany needs naval bombers and flying boats, but doesn't need them as bad as they need, or as many comparatively as they need of other things. But those two reasons keep naval aircraft down in Germany. So that, I think, maybe over explains it, but I hope their regime is over. Yes, seeing the British Navy and French Navy together, it would be better if you took airplanes in the Navy. Yeah, I'm escaping one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism: space. Well, space has been corrupted by capitalism. SpaceX. Um, and what's the Amazon guy's rocket? Jeff Bezos' rocket. Their space is now capitalism, and SpaceX is the um, uh, organization that is sending the most tonnage into space, as far as I know, and of course all the satellites. So yes, space has been corrupted by capitalism. Too much competition brings backstabbing. Yes, there is definitely that. Global mode interface to the chat. Sorry, Alf Cannon here. I don't even know what you're talking about. Global mode chat. Sorry. Um, chat. Who names is global mode? I'm not sure. Help, please. I'm not sure. Gamer war can't be won if he is not doing something. Yes. Hello, Jonathan Brink. How you doing? I think it's possible to buy land. Okay. Well, let me switch over to my Twitch view here for the moment. Um, let's see. Is there a? You go into video producer. Ah. Well, I'm not going to spend more time now looking for it. Let's see. Activity feed. Analytics. Is it under community? Yeah. I don't know. If Arno wants to do some Googling, if you're still around, Arno, and if you want to look into Twitch global mode for interface or something, and if you want to maybe either now or some other time explain it to me, I'm sure you'd have to dig into it, Arno. I'm happy to hit a few buttons, but I really don't know where to go or look for that. So we're going to continue here. Sorry about that. I will try to, if I can, get that fixed, because I do like people from other parts of the world, and I'm glad somebody from Thailand is here. Yes. Can you look into I don't know if he's even still around, but Alf Cannon here, something about chat who have name is global mode for interface or something. I think it's like some translation mode or some such thing. Arno, for Twitch. You can just Google to find out the settings and where I should go or something. And if it's too complicated for me to do it now, if you think, or to tell me about it, you can figure it out for future streams at least. That would be great. Okay, we're going to have you come down here. We're going to have you go. Time's lost. One more. We've lost one. Transport here. You counterattack there. You join that attack. You support that attack. Okay. Integrate Epen, Malmedy, Luxembourg, and Alsace-Lorraine. Okay, gains core becomes. We're going to do this, yes. That hopefully will really push up. Oh, and we got the Condor. Right. Well, we also want to integrate West Prussian, which is these territories here. Again, we're having local resources and whatnot down that hopefully once we get these integrated, and that's why I'm doing them now, we will get much better resources from them. Okay, we just got the Condor. One of the better Condor. Well, I know it's a lot of head, but let's do better fighters. Well, I couldn't take that island, probably because the British showed up with some. But we can maybe take out all of these. Looking like we might not need the panzers over here, but I do want the panzers. Okay, well, we now have quite a lot of air power over here. We're controlling the skies. Let's go there. Oh, good. We got a bunch more military factories, including getting that done. So, naval bombers, Condors. Do we have any? I don't think we do have any Condors in production. But I am checking. I know we have these naval bombers. They're shorter range, but I think rather good. Oh, we do have some. Okay, good. We didn't need to start a new line then. let's get 2 more going there, and then let's be a little more coordinated. Garrison equipment. Okay. Okay, we currently have that's 5 more we could put in. We're putting in all 5. Now let's look at well, currently we have just has that bug here. Okay, we're getting more rubber, so we don't need to bring in this rubber here. Our synthetic rubber is doing reasonably well, I think. We've got more than enough steel and iron. Let's reduce down the Soviet iron first. More factories available for things like radar and whatnot. Okay. Well, we want to, well, just looking around here. Oh boy, a lot of stuff. Arctic warfare. We don't have any of those assault troops. Yeah. We can do this. Got Greece of 2. Get organized. No, we don't need to embargo Bolivia. More factories are now available. Well, you know what we're going to do? More garrison equipment. You attack there. You support that attack. Looks like the British are invading up here, maybe. Corfu. Oh, good. Okay, so let's see. Did we lose anything? No, yeah, we lost some transport. Okay. Well, hopefully these guys are in enough shape. So, well, just we'll just drive down here. No, 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 no. Drive down. Didn't mean to click on that. Oh, you know what? More garrison equipment. Instruction. Okay, we can now, do bigger, more radars. So let's do that, do that, do that once you can. Be able to look out. Oh, it has a radar down here. Now interesting. Okay. Oh, it's easy. Do you think it adds worthy strategic depth and or realism for HOI to have you specify we are going to focus more advanced mortars and load research? Uh I talked at this at length earlier, ZZ, before you got here. I do think some of the stuff is they're going a little too deep. The short answer, without going through what I did before. So, if you want a more detailed answer after the stream, you can go back and watch the start of the stream, and you'll get a bunch of my opinions there. I mean, I mostly like what they're doing, but I think they're overdo it a bit on some of this. Ah, now this had to be a naval invasion up here. But they came in at Thessaloniki. Okay. Even this, we're overstretching their supply, Italy's supply abilities into there. Okay, we have these guys. Okay, they're all up. Are they all over Greece? Yeah, looks like it. Oh, these guys are not. We need to specify as it. Oh, well, we've overstacked the airbase. Okay, you go up there. Fly there and go ground. And the air unit goes up there. Okay, so that would get us less overstacked. Improve blood transfusions. That was this one. Merge arc welding. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to retake Tripoli. I'm going that attack. Here. Italy demands Vichy territory. Okay. The Italians have started to issue demands to Vichy France on the back of our victory. They are seeking a frontier zone of Savoy to strengthen Italy. However, we are the ones who will decide. I suppose they can have it. They need more than a few thousand dead. A strong ally leads to a strong Germany. Germany backs Italy's demand. Germany almost supports us. I guess this is what we'll do. I don't know. What was historical, I don't know what is best for us. Okay, we have forces in Vichy now because we went in and fought some British that were there, and now we're going back to Rommel is ill. Hello, Kevin. Again, I see you like to take your game, so you would probably enjoy Across the Dnieper mod, his massive map of Ukraine, and there's so many titles. Well, cool. Yes, power shifts more quickly for some. What are we talking about? Gamer, your planes are obsolete. Well, I think you're referring to these fighters here. Yes, these are. What you can see here. This unit has a mix, though a majority of old Heinkels. We can see in logistics of what isn't flying now. Here we have 200 non-flying, and again, yes, these are a bunch of old Heinkels. Though we have a couple, well, one BF 109F here. So we have some there. What are we talking about here? Do you think? Okay. Let's try to go through. Yes, I do like to go slow. Monday, I'm going to be playing War in the East 2 for Slytherine's channel. And that's a very in-depth and slow playing game. I'm just going to be playing one of the scenarios, not the whole grand campaign. But yeah, I do like those types of stuff. And let's look at here. Why are we... Oh, hell. Okay, let's try to avoid that. Try to avoid that. Try to avoid that. Way we send some supplies and come down from here to there, or other such places. Yeah, no, I'm just okay with that, with War in the East too. I'm not like a, very deep player of it. I know the basics. I do okay with it, but it is a bit harsh. Okay. To deal with. Oh, we got more production capabilities. Well, let's. We've got. I'm sure not enough yet, but we could. See about other things, because we are still trying to build up garrison equipment. See, when all my production, I know it's not all, but when so much of my production goes to garrison equipment, really gets a bit frustrating. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to build, let's see, 2 more. I know only one's available, but 2 more factories for. Okay. Okay. We're driving towards the Africa Corps is here. Well, now that they collapse, you rush on straight to there. You come through this way to there. I see all these guys with red supply, but we're hoping we can get this port. Okay, integrate West Prussia. Yes, we want to do this, so we'll get plus compliance on certain areas. Okay, change name from Danzig to Danzig. And it seems to be the same, though. Gdynia to Danzig corridor, yes. Poznan to Posen, yeah, okay. Sounds good. Oh, shit. Oh boy, we had that bug before down there. I think looking down there, we just had a crash. Okay, well, don't know what that was, whether it was me zooming out right in the middle of something, but um, a little time on it first, never really learned it. Yeah. I'm going to be playing. I've looked at it, the sort of with the DLC, the 1941 March to Leningrad, but it also includes, once you unlock it, the Finnish element up in the north, not just the German. So keep it a smallish scenario that's doable, easy to win because hey, it's 1941 and not, well, maybe it's not easy to win in the sense of taking Leningrad. I don't know about that. But it is more, you know, oh God, what are we? I don't know. I'm gonna restart. Okay, it should be coming up now. Hopefully, we didn't lose too much time. I have it monthly saves. I know I have the. I'm invincible. That just told me. Tiberian missiles that invulnerable flying ships in real time. Okay. We were having a crash before. I think it may be something graphical. Oh, that should be up to date. The graphical interface mod. I don't know what's causing these crash. Hopefully something I can. Okay, last auto save in April 1st. I forget what the date was. We'll see. Sometimes zooming in and out may cause that if it was like trying to save or something. We'll see. Okay, see how this works out. See if this is a proper save. I gotta go back to an earlier save. It crashed while it was saving. Yes, we want to. Okay. Looks good. Now, if I come down here, will I get a crash? Not yet. We're going to have you, the motorized, this unit, rush to there. I'm also going to make a proper save gain, not just rely on autosave. We'll get out of that here, come over here, and okay, we'll bring this division down here. This comes this way. This comes this way. You push towards Athens, Corinth Canal down there. You guys attack across, in essence, the Corinth Corral, Corinth Canal. Yes, gamer, learn to speak. So this unit doesn't, they don't come and reinforce there. They came in, crash. Well, this may keep me out of North Africa. Well, maybe I should just, okay. There's some bug, and it's got to be a graphical display bug just by the nature of the crash. Now, if somebody wants to, I don't know, get a time code for this stream, or later on time code in this video, if somebody wants to do it later on, I may go in and we got 4 hours saved. Remember to do it eventually once this is up, as an independent episode. But you might want to let the Black Ice people know, again with the time code so they can see that it's crashing and see that it's North Africa and see that it is Okay, now let's zoom out. Well, we gotta. Well, here, let's try this. Let's come in real low level, but not over there. So it might be changing. It might be going from one view, you know, one sort of just, nope, there's the crash again. So, okay, zoomed in close is not good. Zoom in close, no good. I don't know if it's a model that isn't playing right or a flag or what the hell. And that might be something easy to fix if I got the right file and put it in there, or if it just, I think I'm playing with the latest graphical version. Of the, you know, because there's two mods. There's the Black Ice mod, and then there's the Black Ice graphics one. Again, for those of you who don't know, there's a limit to the size of the mod on Steam or something. So for them to put it all in one package was too big. Okay, let's keep it at like this. Just keep it here. Okay, this looks like it's playable. Oh, can't see enough. But it's something to do with down here, because when the British wasn't here, we weren't getting that. Okay. Let's stay zoomed out. No, that's not, well, whatever. Yeah, we have civilian industry available. Okay. Well, we end up with both of those. I don't know. Let's increase that. The United States. We don't want to make the United States upset with us. Linear cross, so we'll add our division to it. Zoom out a bit. Zoom out a bit more. Okay, well. This is sort of a medium look, a little more playable. Okay, just got that. So you come. No, 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 you, no, no. So you come. I do like naval movement, but either we've cleared the area that was causing the problem, turned it, you know, turned it green or something if it was problem, if it was British, or if it was more of a problem of units, I don't know. Okay, let's see. We integrated West Prussia. That somewhere, I want to just identify because I like identifying where things were. So no, oh here. Right. Okay, so we've got that. Okay. April. Well, I think we're going to please Arno here and do tiger research. That will help us get tigers faster. Partially zoomed out, still good. Hoping the Italians are supplying. We're supplying there. Even though we have C-zone mode saying not to. Well, not absolutely not to, but okay. Well, since we're not having any operations here, let's move all of this here. Okay, improved Stukas, nice. Let's see if there's, well, yeah, those are almost a year. No, we're going to keep over here. But we are looking more and more at 42, but, we'll do improved HU 111s. I think we're going to move you guys. This. Guilds and colleges and excavation 3. Right. We've got lots and lots of political power. So, this slows down military construction speed. This does not. So we'll do that first. And all purpose. Okay. Well, one of the things we did was What's Operation 25? Infection. Ah, we can do. Oh, we can go after without going after the. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that does change things. Okay. You guys go that way. You guys. No. Too much of it will go to Italian territory. Never mind. Never mind. I'm changing. Changing my mind. You guys come up here. I did not know that this was going to be an option, so I did not plan for this. Let's get Totenkopf over here. Liebstendart. Where's here? Basically, Das Reich. You guys come here. Main thing I'm looking. Well, there are some along the coast, but not major. So you guys come over here. And yes, let's. Okay, we're going to move you that way. But that's not. I mean, that's going to be neat to get reform military command. But what I wanted to do was. Okay, develop oil fields, 7 civilian factories, adds 12 production in Western Ems. And this one here, 7 factories again here, but 12 in Friesland. So we're going to do this. So we're going to get oil and more oil and oil and more oil. So that was the big reason for pushing for excavation that we did. I mean, other things are useful too here, but let's now go for, well, that's construction. Because excavation is, where's excavation? Excavation. Over here, I think. Yeah. Yes, this line. Okay, so we got to 341. 43, that's way far. That's going to be 2 years approximately. Well, probably not going to do that. More fuel per oil, more fuel gain from refineries. That looks worthy of doing. Yay, tigers. Yep, tigers are going to come a little quicker. Let's... good command. What's the Yagan? This, okay, at war has deployed 100 small fighters in stockpile. Does not have. Grants fighter costs down, interception costs down, close air support cost up. Yeah, we can go for this. Fighters will just be a lot cheaper. I think we could do that. We're going to do Operation 25. As soon as we can get forces they're ready to go along the Yugoslav border. Okay, we've taken Athens. We've crossed over into the Peloponnese. Advanced oil plants. Is this? Yeah, okay. Advanced oil plants. So more fuel gain, less or more coal input needing for per factory. Right. Okay, textile polymers, paratroop equipment would be cheaper. Yeah, field uniform cost down. Garrison maintenance equipment down. Well, that's good. Support equipment cost down. I like that. We'll do that next. Double differential transmissions. What's that? Let's... What do we need here? Okay, 20 millimeter flak. Infantry guns 2. 88. Okay. Well, 105. We're going to save this just in case we have another crash when I zoom in on. Yeah, you're right. Extreme finger. It does slow down some of the other production. But right now, I think I have more, and we can take a look at least in some modern equipment here. Okay, we have, or relatively, okay, so these are early casts, yeah, but we are getting a little bit of Ju-87s. They're, I'm not really using something interceptor class. We have old light bombers. We should probably get better light bombers in production. Medium bombers, which we do have. Those are old. A lot of old there, true. Okay. We have 30. Oh, okay. We got Falkworth transport too. Did I do the wrong? Did Gamer mess up? Oh, these are Falkworth transport. I thought they were Falkworth Condor. It said Condor. And I was thinking, okay, we're going to go down 1. We're going to come over here. And we're going to find not the transports, naval bombers. He's up here to get them. Make sure they get all the supplies that we need. Okay, so now we're doing Condor naval bomb. Oh, these will help us fly supplies, but yeah, I just want to. I want to. In my earlier playthroughs, when I used a lot of tactical bombers and close air supports, they were getting destroyed because I did not control the airspace that they were operating in. So I do get that they hurt the the production. Oh, the British are here. Okay. But, and I am cognizant of that. The British are retreating out to there. I think at least I hope the Italians can handle that from here. Is there? Okay. Well, let's overrun these guys since you're right next to it. You're there. You're there. Okay. And these guys which have no supply. Alright. Yeah, we've been producing, or we are producing, a lot of radars, which is nice, which will hopefully help us defend the Reich. But let's go back and produce more mill factories, and we have, even with the Condors, now in production, though slowly, of course. 2 a month. Well, since we are sort of boosted on that, and we need more aluminum and more steel. So, let's look. Rubber production, fuel production, and, well, aluminum production we can use another factory in. If we have enough bauxite and steel, we also have enough iron ore and coal to produce enough steel. Let's stop buying steel. Iron ore is doing really well, so let's stop that. And let's stop all of this. I think we're good still. Yeah, it looks like it. We have more than enough. That's like we can slow down other plane production. We'll need to boost. Yeah, that's the idea of it, is to boost fighter production. And, well, we're not contesting anything over here, and we're probably not losing much. I mean, it doesn't look like we're fighting much over Germany or any place else here. So that's okay. We are doing some battling here, with fighters. But I want to control the airspace and then bring in the fighters. Okay, you guys are going to come to here to be closer to the front. Okay, well, we've taken an island here. Let's see, can we use support? I don't really want to get too many of you out there, but support that attack. You support that attack there. You can support it as well. Okay, Tiger Research. So, not King Tiger right now, but Tiger Research is encouraged. Well, Well, I think what we're going to do next... Well, we're going to take Greece out soon, and I can see about doing some of this Balkan dominance. So I think we're going to see about going Weserbung and or go after Yugoslavia. But that is going to be in the next episode. I want to thank Tim, Strongarm, Niagro, Timothy, Sir Toyjet, Gary, Garrett, Marcus, Folk, and of course the great Hoffmanator for support over on Patreon. But all I ask you guys to do is lick the like button. It's tasty. And, no, I don't want to load. I want to save. Subscribe if you're new around here, and post a comment. It really does help the algorithm. So thank you so much. We will be back tomorrow. I say we because I'm hoping Extreme Fingerer maybe, and Arno and others will be playing War Thunder with me. And like I say, at about 10 a.m. my time, I think 6 p.m. British time, I should be playing War in the East 2 over on Slytherin's Twitch channel. So you might want to join me for that. And of course, I'll be back live next weekend. And check out my videos on YouTube just to keep yourself entertained in the meantime. So thanks, everyone. See you next time for more, yes, more hearts.